We've reached the end of Sefer Bereshit, and we'd like to think that now that we've gotten to the end, everybody we've met along the way have learned their lessons, they've grown, and hopefully are not going to make the same mistakes that they've made in the past. Which makes it all the more peculiar that as Yaakov is relating to his sons, especially as giving out the brachot, he appears to be making the same mistakes that kickstarted the entire tragedy of the Yosef saga. As he's giving out the brachot, some of the brothers get good brachot, some of them get less good brachot. Specifically, as he's talking to Yehuda, ata yaducha achecha yadcha ba'oref oivecha yishtachabu lecha bnei avicha. He announces to everybody that Yehuda is going to be essentially the king. All the brothers are going to bow down to Yehuda. How is this not just a replay of the fiasco that happened with Yosef? Why isn't Yaakov concerned that the exact same thing is going to happen, that the other brothers are going to be jealous of Yehuda, and that they're going to attack him or hold a grudge against him in some way? I once heard an idea from Rabbi Jonathan Rosenblatt, and he said that the answer is that we need to understand the difference between being focused on greatness versus being focused on purpose. Mashal Ma'adav. This year, the Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA championship in America. Now, the most remarkable thing about their championship was probably the fact that LeBron James was joined by a player called Anthony Davis. Now, I have to say off the bat, I don't know either of these people. They could be kind, generous people, or they could be egotistical jerks. I honestly have no idea. All I know is that sports metaphors are awesome, and the best way to get people to remember the things you say is to mention celebrities. So off we go. Point is that these are the two best players in the world, and they agreed to play together. Now, surely each star's diminished to a certain degree by having to coexist. How did that happen? How did they both agree to do this? Why would Anthony Davis agree to join the team? Doesn't he know that to a certain degree at least, people are going to be more focused on LeBron James than they are on him when he was playing with a different team? And the answer is, that's the difference between purpose and greatness. When a person is only focused on personal greatness, it's a zero-sum game. The greater I am, the less great somebody else is. The greater somebody else is, the less great I am perceived to be. As long as that's the way we play the game, there's always going to be resentment, there's always going to be fighting, and it won't be as efficient as it can be. When a person is focused on purpose, on winning with their teammates, on reaching the championship and getting over that hill, anything is possible. When you've been giving a purpose, you don't care who the leader is. It doesn't matter. You'll play your role, you'll fill it, and you'll do it the best that you can. This is a critical message in so many areas of life. It's critical in family, which is why Yaakov realizes that if he's going to give brachot to each one of the brothers, each one gets their own purpose. Each one has their own role to play. That's what he's giving each one. And when everybody has a role to play, it doesn't matter that Yehuda is going to be the king or that Yosef is going to have two shvatim. It doesn't matter because each one has a role to play and they all know that they're part of winning. They're part of the purpose. It's also critical in terms of the Jewish people as a whole. Sometimes there can be infighting, there can be competition between different factions, between different types of people. When we all realize that we're on the same team, that's when the Jewish people will be raised up, and no one's star will be diminished, because we will all shine brighter. Shavua Tov.